It's a Wednesday, okay? Roll up empty in the background, hashtag 2 million gang gang.
Roll up to us on our social media platforms, right?
The best breakfast show in the country. You can actually watch the interview at Radio 2000_ZA. We've got a multi-award winning actress, media personality, and an icon, someone that I think all of us have looked up to for the longest time. Yep. It's rare, actually, when you bring someone, you're excited to interview them, as well as your parents. So, you tell your parents, and your parents also just excited.
Oh, wow.
We are honored in studio with the powerhouse in what we do. Vatiswa Ndara.
Yeah! That's a bit too much.
Vatiswa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So guys, I didn't even want to waste time with an intro, so I'll throw in just names, because we refer to people here by character, right? Umamfundisi generations. Yes. Nomarasha, Ikazi.
Yo.
Miriam, Home Affairs.
Mama Gabuli.
Yo, do you remember? Shooting Stars, Mubango. Guys, there's so much work. Also, radio, there's so much work that she's done. So we're really honored to actually have her in studio. It's 7:15 in the morning. What's your normal routine? If you're not doing this, what are you normally doing around this time in the morning?
My gym at this time.
Okay.
But you got me on a good week.
Okay.
Because I was forced to take this week off.
Okay.
Because I've been working out since 2020 non-stop.
Yes.
No, I can see it. No. You funny enough, you can actually always see with the skin for me when someone works out. You can always see your skin is beautiful. You can always see when someone works out. Yeah, I saw you when you walked in.
I just thought it's the water.
No.
The skin.
When you work out, I don't know what happens, but the skin shows. Yeah.
Okay. The sweat is good then.
No, it's working.
Yes.
So this week, it's time for me to just relax the body. Then I start again next week.
What time do you normally get out of bed? Are you a morning person? Are you someone that wakes up early?
I am, and I used to irritate a lot of people on sets because everyone's like, and me,
You're
here.
up.
Let's go.
And ready to
The
go.
minute I wake up,
Yeah.
and I can eat anytime I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people say, I can't eat, it's too early in the morning. I don't care.
Like, yeah.
So you can have you can have breakfast.
Yeah,
Okay.
at 6, whatever time I wake up.
Take us back. I assume that you are from Eastern. Where were you born? Where are you from?
Okay, I always say I was born in Mtata because the whole family was born in Mtata, my siblings.
Okay.
I was the one who was born in Middleburg,
Okay.
the Eastern Cape.
Oh, okay.
So it just makes it easier. So I was born in Middleburg in the Eastern Cape, and grew up staying with grandparents, cousins, because my parents were abroad at some point.
Yeah.
But we stayed in a lot of places in South Africa, though, before they left.
Yeah.
Because my dad was a priest. And so different congregations.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, yeah.
At 6, you from rural Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
And you land up in the UK.
I mean,
At 6, right?
Amazing.
I'm thinking about, first of all, the times when you did it, just the cultural shift.
yeah.
I don't know. Could you speak English?
No.
The first thing?
No.
What happens? Also, had you ever been on a plane? And how do you land up in the UK at 6? Which is rare, by the way. I know, guys, first time I went on a plane, I was 16 or something.
And you bought your own ticket.
Yes, at 6.
Oh, wow.
At 6.
At 16, you bought your own ticket?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. All right. Story for another day?
Yes.
Another
Yes.
day. So, parents went to further their studies.
Okay.
Well, there was a program because my dad was a priest in the Dutch Reformed Church.
Okay.
So they were supposed to go to Holland.
Yeah.
But my dad was like, no, that's Dutch.
Okay.
We're coming from South Africa, Afrikaans. I want to take my kids away from that.
Yeah.
So they went to the UK, and I don't know, I think it was 2 years later, they came back. They sent for us, in fact. So my siblings and I, what was it? Was Jan Smuts Airport. I was so scared.
First time, right?
First time.
And it's so big.
Yeah.
Jeepers. And you're flying such a long distance.
Yes. so many white people. I've never been in a place where there's so many white people.
Was there even TV back home? Because
No.
back then there's no. So it's not even like you've seen it on TV. Everything is new. You are the first person here live.
This is the thing. So here I am in the UK. We arrived. Elvis Presley has just died, and it's chaotic.
Yes.
You know, wherever we go, there's this guy, and get to see television, and it's called the telly over there.
Telly, yes.
The telly. I know nothing of English.
Yeah.
Well, I think I only knew yes and no. If you
I beg
said
yours, or I beg yours, like Nala.
No, that's complicated.
I beg you.
That's complicated. I
Just
beg
yes and
yours.
no. Yes,
Yeah,
no.
Yes,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yes, no. So, and I think watching a lot of TV helped,
Okay.
because the age also, I was 6.
Yeah.
So at least it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So by the time I went to school, as much as I didn't understand the language, I got to school and I learned from, speaking to other kids.
And also, when you're that young, I'm sure it's easy to actually pick up the language,
Yes.
and kids are accommodating, unlike adults who would look at you differently.
They really, really were. I mean, and I didn't understand what they liked about me, because half the things they said I couldn't understand. And I remember one day I needed a handkerchief.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, so let me go to the teacher. I need my chefu.
Chef. Chef. Yeah, please,
She was
teacher.
like, what is it?
A
Yes,
chefu.
a chefu. And so I had to do the hand action around my nose. And so, a handkerchief. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just
Whatever
give me
you
the
go-
thing.
Yeah, so she led me to my to the cloakroom so I could, and then she realized, she really wanted
shame.
it.
Oh.
Listen, it's 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. Hashtag Timberland Gang Gang. I already see all the tweets, okay? We're going to try and get through as many of your questions as we possibly can. Also on voice notes, guys, please try and keep them under a minute. I know you're probably more excited than me. 0605842250. Play as many of those as we possibly can. And then, of course, we're going to find out, how does Dallas connect to entertainment?
Yeah.
Because, guys, it's Dallas. We'll find out all those things when we come back. And, of course, the book is called Unfiltered, and it's unfiltered for a reason. We are going to get into that. Trust me, the
It's
book
really
is
unfiltered.
Way too unfiltered.
We have different languages and cultures, but what we have in common is that we all want a dignified funeral and for our loved ones not to worry about money when the time comes. Trust Clientele to provide you with affordable funeral cover that will pay out within 24 hours. SMS Radio 2000 to 49708. That's Radio 2000 to 49708. SMS now. Clientele Life is a licensed life insurer and an authorized FSP. Standard rates, terms, and conditions apply.
Feel Good Radio. Feel Good Music, Radio 2000.
When the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory, glory, oh, glory. Glory.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon. Formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots be on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, glory, glory, oh, glory, glory. Now the war is not over.
every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, heroes, to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald eagle. No one can
The 20, 100 million gang, 200 million gang. Ani pediskoko la bon pediskoko.
Yes.
La imatrakhini ebhisi mlalele manje.
Thank
Washo
you.
wathi imbiza ungayibona inhle ngaphandle.
But
Kanti ngaphakathi ukudla kwakho nakho right. Sesiyabona abaninzi balandela. Balandela kulambizo ayithetha ngayo. Enkosi ngoba nenyani. Keep it up uzethembe. Thank you.
2 million gang Bongani nabo sisibendawo.
Good morning, sir.
Niphethe igqala apho. Umama kabuli pha
Aw, Mama Kabuli. Kabuli?
Wayibetha la character
Yo.
wayibetha iplate emqolo. Ile character endaqala ukumbona kuyo pha because mina benimazeze umfundi wendaba pha ku Metro FM. So uthe nxa iqala evele TV ndabe ndimbona pha ku Home Affairs awayibulala la character. Aqhubeleke senza umsebenzi wakho omhle. Aqhubeleke ngilosiso othandekayo nobubele. Inkosi siya from.
Thank you, Sia.
Good morning, 2 million gang. It's Apollo, Snake Park.
Hey, Sepo.
You kind of got a legend there. Yes,
Absolutely.
one of the things that I think about Mangabang Vatiswa is the character of Miriam. Magati bully, bully. Ebona yena nosis Brenda, they killed those characters.
You're iconic.
Thank you very much, guys, for bringing such a legend. This is Noma Rashia.
I'll never forget my mom used to say, yo, I don't like it. I say, we are Pooza.
Yes, and that's the
the
thing
acting.
about you. You're there's this Instagram TikTok thing that says, I like a woman that can look homeless one day and look like $1 million the next. And you're able to do that so well. I mean, you've acted the most downtrodden roles, yet you switch it up just like that.
I've been lucky though.
Yeah, you're not typecast.
Yeah.
Is
I
there,
think
is there one that stands out for you?
no,
Really?
because I get excited about all of them, excited and very scared.
Okay.
Because it's always a case of, will people believe me?
Oh, I see. Because the last one was so dramatic. And also, it's
Yes.
always difficult roles.
And don't they leave you fatigued? Because it feels like you pour so much into your work that afterwards it feels like you're...
It's the weirdest thing. The minute they say cut to me, it's like you out of a what do you call psychoanalysis?
Yeah.
Those
Yes,
sessions.
yes.
So when they snap the fingers, so for me, it's
Hypnosis. You're done.
yeah.
Like, I'm done.
So cut, and things are back to normal again.
Nice.
Do you know what sparked the dream? I mean, on the book you make reference to Dallas, right? And we all remember Dallas, JR.
Yes.
If you grew up, I
Charlie's
was
Angels,
youngish, but
yeah.
I remember my sister watching this
Yes.
thing. It was a big thing, What sparks the dream of maybe one day I want to do these things in entertainment?
Well, it was being exposed to television in the UK.
Yeah.
So first time seeing these people in this box,
Yeah.
I want to do that. Didn't even know what it was, but I want to do that.
Yeah.
And also news reading was from that. I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And how did your parents feel about that? I mean, Utatako being a priest,
And we are trying to push education when you want to go and Udalama play.
Yeah, no. They thought it's just a passing phase. She'll get over it. But this person, she's getting old and she's still talking about it.
Still talking about it. So she's got a book out, right? So the book is called Unfiltered, right?
Yes.
When you've looked up to someone for so long, you even have I have an expectation when I read a book. I expect a story where it's I'm poor, I've got nothing.
Yes, and then now I'm a star.
Now I'm a star and I've made it, and then you are sharing all of your secrets. That's what we are used to.
no.
Guys, you need to get this book. The book is called Unfiltered. It's raw. Yeah. In fact, it's scary. When I like when you read it, I got scared because it's so honest.
Wow.
Right? There are names that are, as in, she'll tell the story and she'll drop the name.
There are no allegedly.
No, there's no
Allegedly.
It is what it is.
There's no going around the point. So we're going to be having that conversation. Obviously, for the sake of the show, we're not going to mention names, but we'll try and speak in a way. If you know the people, you'll know. And also, there's also this thing that hangs around her head sometimes where she's been called problematic or difficult to work with. I also want to address that from her, because it's very easy to paint someone with a brush when they don't have a chance to answer for themselves. And of course, we're going to be going through all of those things on the other side. It is 7:30. Maybe let's play one more voice note before we go through to news. Ne?
Morning to Million Gang Gang.
Morning.
Legendary woman. That's a legend. Tetinyani, but abantu ba understand, but they only want to understand. I don't even know what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Tetinyani, because abantu bafuna ivinyani. She knows her worth, and I call it wrong. Why are people making her feel bad about knowing her worth?
And there's something intimidating about that, when
Really?
about somebody who knows their worth and who's willing to open up about it. We are not ready for it.
Not ready.
No.
I thought that's just the way of life. Telling the truth.
Well,
And it all has to do with you being a global citizen. That's why you think that it's okay, because you have traveled and lived abroad. It's a South
Really?
African illness.
yes.
Syoyika.
Because I also think people are just scared to lose the little bread that they have.
Yeah,
You know, this
that's-
thing
I
where
think that's the main thing.
But we do have the spirit of Kundwanism in this country.
We
Look
do.
at how we're not addressing anything we're not happy with.
No. Yeah, we tiptoe around it.
Kundwanism is real.
Hashtag Timberland Gang Gang on social media. I see you will definitely get to your tweets.
News headlines at 7:30 on Radio 2000. I am Ondela Mbana and a very good morning. Eskom board member Mtolo Nyati says high debt levels as well as low electricity tariffs and poor performance by some managers are affecting the performance of the power utility. Western Cape Police Management has praised the investigating officer in the murder case of Alison Plakis from Clan William for outstanding work. This after convicted murderer Philip April was sentenced to life imprisonment by the High Court in Cape Town for the murder of Plakis, who was his ex-girlfriend in 2019. And legal representatives for U.S. actor Alec Baldwin say they intend to fight the charges filed for involuntary manslaughter following the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helene Hutchins in 2021. A full update follows at the top of the hour.
Get it first on your mobile, on the web, and on your dial. This is Radio 2000 Sport.
Good morning. In your sports, so the standard of South Africa's Premier Soccer League's Premier Division is up for scrutiny once again after the International Federation of Football History and Statistics ranked it outside of Africa's top 5. So using data from 2022 based on National League and Domestic Cup competitions, the PSL had dropped from number 31 to 52nd on the IFHH's strongest leagues internationally. So they are ranked 6th on the continent behind Egypt, who's 13th, Algeria 20, Morocco, Sudan and Tanzania. This past weekend, however, Mamelodi Sundowns head coach Rulani Mokwena was still of the view that the PSL is extremely competitive.
We'll only know once we go to it, once we start going, but the PSL is extremely competitive. You know, sometimes you win games and people think it's a God-given right to win games. It's very difficult to win games in the PSL. It's very, very difficult.
Just a few weeks after Sekhukhune head coach Brandon Truter had said Sundowns is dominating the PSL due to the quality of their playing personnel and the lack of financial fair play controls in the country this past weekend, he had changed his tune, speaking after the 2-0 loss to Sundowns, which was also the Brazilians' record-extending 14th straight win in the league. Truter now says it is for other clubs and coaches to catch up to Sundowns.
As much as there's good quality coaches, I think every coach in this league understands tactics. It's what we analyze and what we see. I think we played right through the press, right through the midfield in the first half. So tactically we can compete. That's every coach in the league. You understand? But that's well done to the boys for executing the plan.
In the past 2 matches, Sundowns fielded a second string team, having made no less than 11 changes, and they still won those games comfortably. So let that sink in. In cricket, Proteas batter David Miller does not expect South Africa to hold back when they take on England in the third ODI in Kimberley today at 1 o'clock, saying he expects them to go all out for victory despite having already won the series. South Africa is still chasing a bigger goal, and that is qualifying for a place at the ICC Cricket World Cup in India later this year. Automatically reaching the target has been in jeopardy prior to the current sequence of games, but the 2 wins means they are now making strong headway in a race for qualification.
I mean, it is definitely a discussion that we've been speaking about now with being more aggressive, but looking at the squad and the batters that we do have, especially coming from T20 cricket, a lot of the guys are getting huge experience around the world with all the leagues, and
Fit again, Sabelo Sinatla is expected to make his return for the Stormers in Saturday's URC derby against the Sharks in Durban. Injuries forced the Stormers to pick Connell Smith, a regular centre, a left wing during last weekend's 35-5 defeat to Ulster and Belfast. Regular wingers Angelo Davids and Lionel Zas were unavailable, while 19-year-old Suleiman Hartzenberg was picked at right wing. And that's where we leave it. For Radio 2000 Sport, I am Lonwabo Nkohla.
Series, we've got you covered on 100.2 FM. Feel good music.
So we've got Vatiswa Ndara in studio. Hashtag Tulan Gang Gang. Nala, can you keep up with the tweets?
Yo. It's hectic.
We'll try and read all of them, as many as we possibly can. So sitting in studio, obviously we see you as the way that we see you. You're a superstar in our eyes.
Wow.
You are someone that should be praised. Even on WhatsApps, everyone is saying, guys, when is she going to be back on our screens again? When is she going to be back on our screens again? But there's almost this label that's on your back where you are labeled as someone that's problematic, right?
And
do you think it's fair, number one? And also, do you think you are problematic?
First of all, I don't know where and how that narrative started.
Yeah.
But I know it's been there for the longest time.
Yeah.
And a couple of days ago was actually talking to one actor, and I remember we were at the SAFTAs, and one producer came to me and she says, "You're so difficult, but it's nice working with you." And I was like, whoa,
what do you mean?
This doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't make
Which
sense.
means they heard that you are difficult,
yes,
but then they meet you and you're not.
I've worked with her,
Yeah.
and that's why she's saying you're so difficult, but it's nice working. It's nice working with you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense, and so that tells you that this narrative just started.
Yeah.
Because someone just felt whatever they felt, and people started believing it. And this is why someone said it's because of your work. It's easy to believe when someone watches you. It's easy to believe that you don't take nonsense. You must be demanding on set or whatever, because the quality of work that you put out. Yes, it. And I mean, if you had to sit with these people and ask them, how is she difficult? What has she done? And this narrative is said in little corners.
Yes.
Actually, I challenge all these people.
Well, it's a bit scary. I mean, you challenge them. There we have it. No.
Look, why don't producers, actors, agents, broadcasters, why don't we have a public platform?
And then give you a chance, and also say, I think you are difficult because Bongani, I think you are rude, or whatever.
So they can explain to people, it's only one of me and many of them. So they can embarrass me and tell their truth to the public.
I see. And I want you obviously to relay the story from your perspective. So there's a power couple. I think that's the easiest way. So there's a power couple who basically dominate the space, right? They've got a production company. Everyone knows who they are. Husband passed away, and then there were tweets from the late husband.
Yes.
I don't know whether those tweets are directed at you, but when you read it through the lines, it looked like they were being directed at you. Then there was an open letter. What actually happened during that period? Like, how did that come about? Did you fight with them?
Well,
because Noma Rasha was one of the most loved characters.
I don't know how. But
yes.
So we started working in 2015, season 1 of Igazi.
Yeah.
We worked well, so we thought. Season 2 comes.
Yeah.
I was offered, I made 120,000. in season 1.
Okay.
Season 2
In how long?
comes-
The reason I'm trying, because
How long is
when
a
you say
season?
120,000 rand, is it like a season? Is it maybe
That's
a couple of months?
season, it's 3 months.
In 3
what you
months.
see on screen as 3 months,
Okay.
and
Okay.
with channel having the right to repeat in perpetuity.
So they can play it as many times as they want.
Perpetuity.
You've got 120,000 rand,
and that's it.
That's it. And I know it sounds like a lot of money, right? To
It's
put it in
not.
perspective,
It's like 40K a month.
40K a month?
And that's like, now you must deduct all of the other things.
no,
that life-
no medical aid.
So, and I didn't walk away with 120. So because agent's commission, tax. So I
It's
didn't
not
walk
there.
away with 120.
And your tax is like over 25%.
25%. It's 25%. So that's how much I made. And the unfair part of it is that it was not only on that one channel. You see it on another one because they've got different platforms. So you're not told that.
So they still continue to make money from
Yes,
your work,
yes.
through royalties, however it works.
Of course.
But you
When
I-
you've got no money now.
Nandifumene that 80,000. Iphelile yami imali. And people, you'll still hear people now.
The fact that I'm still calling you the character
Yes. You see-
shows how much
impact it had.
So I'm assuming part of the conversations obviously was around money.
It was about money. I mean, because second season, I was offered less.
Yeah.
I was offered, because season 1 it was 4,000 a call,
Yeah.
and now I was being offered I think 3,000 and it's some odd, and the maths didn't add up for me, so I said recast.
Yeah.
In season 2, and they didn't want to recast.
As in recast and let me go.
Yeah, because I'm not good at trying to convince
you to
if-
pay me more. I
yeah,
see.
I'm
Yeah.
not good at that. And so if my agent also is not strong in the fight for me, then there's no point.
Sure. Yeah.
It means you're not happy with my work. So if I didn't do well, then I can't come back.
Obviously we are still there. One of my favorite characters is obviously Home Affairs, Miriam.
Yeah.
Can I ask you how much you made from that?
First season, 9,000 rand. I walked away with 9,000
What?
rand. It was about 15,000 and some odd.
The whole season?
The whole season. First season, I walked away with 9,000 rand. Let's put it like this. All the seasons you saw of Home Affairs, I didn't even make 80,000 rand.
Gee whiz. And you know, in your book Unfiltered, I'm going to quote something here where you talk about how in the era of the Thabo Mbeki presidency, a lot of actors and actresses, several, were a salary or a call away from poverty and homelessness. And I mean, this is a fight that you have now taken on. You've become, the poster child for it, and you're burning as a result of that. Do you feel like there is change? I mean, after the open letter you wrote to the Minister, Nathi Mthethwa, after all of these things that you continue to do, is there a movement and a change?
I doubt there's going to be change anytime soon. The powers that be, first, I think there's just no respect for the sector. And so there's no need for them to move. Because from even before me,
Yeah.
there've been cries from
Yes,
actors
yes.
before.
Yeah.
So by the time I wrote the letter, I mean, this was we've heard this chorus before. So someone was supposed to say, okay, we really need to do something. That they're not moving to regulate the industry is a problem.
But what about us, the talent? Are we actually joining in this fight, or are we just looking at you thinking, yeah, there she goes again?
Let me put it this way. I understand some. There are some who are scared to speak up. They know they're suffering.
Yeah.
But I'm going to lose the little bread that I've got now.
Lola
But-
Makinat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are those who are like, who the hell does she think she is? There are funny conversations happening out there. You have a lot of actors who are, why does she think she can do this? And it's not about, I'm not taking on a movement. I am telling my story and my experience. No one can hold me back from that. I think I have a right to.
Hashtag 2 million gang gang. So the book is called Unfiltered. She's not leaving yet, okay? We've still got lots of conversations to have with her. And I'll also try and go through as many of your voice notes as I can, because we haven't played music in such a long time.
Hey, Toms.
Guys, niphethe lapho. Like, I just want to mention this.
Last
a lot of people
number.
bamkhohliwe umama kaboniso or they say uzodo yayishaya le party abakayibukelanga Home Affairs. Yesdakwa azange babukele Home Affairs. Yinja yoku-actor ke le. Yinja yoku-actor. I'm not saying uzodo akakwazi, but naye ngathi bamkhohliwe ukuthi she was the first to act as a drunk woman. I wish.
Good morning, guys. 2 million gang. This is C. Santana from Port Elizabeth. Guys, Vatiswa is an inspiration. You are so blessed, guys, to be surrounded with her. She's lovely. She's everything great. I hope she rubs off the energy to Abantu around to her peers, industry. And keep up the good work, Siswam.
Kodwa lo mama nje yo love the character iside one yaka Noma Russia. Uyayikhumbula?
Yes, I kumbula. What do you mean? What do you mean?
For sure.
We've spoken about it to other people in the industry as well around sexual harassment in the industry.
Yeah.
And on the book, there's a chapter where you talk about coffee at your place.
Yeah.
Where basically someone was trying to offering you a job for
Yeah.
you to obviously. Is there anything that you think can be done in the industry to stop it? Because you are not the first, and I'm sure you are not the last. It's still happening even today. Couchcasting is a thing. No one talks about it, but we know it happens.
But you must remember, we are operating in a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
So the tone and the agenda of things is still run by men.
By us, yes.
So Ibrahim, Sizotin, Grootman, or Chief.
I'm never going to call out my friend.
No.
Because I also at some point want to be...
Dare I say, in the country, the conversation hasn't even begun.
No.
So
we're still in denial now. We're still in denial.
And I mean, how many years into this democracy that we're going to change the country, better country for all and whatever, and we are still dealing, we haven't even started dealing with such things.
We haven't done anything.
On sets, people don't feel safe to talk about sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Where are you going to report your executive producer?
Yeah, right. So here on Twitter at Radio2000_ZA, Mtolo saying thank you for hosting the living legend of Vatiswa Ndara. I'm already enjoying the interview. We've also got Ice Queen. Ice Queen wants to know, When will the next copies of Unfiltered hard copies be available again?
When I have money to print.
Let's raise these funds.
No,
Let's
we have
make
to.
it happen.
And Deborah Fella has an important question saying that what is one thing you wish the youth can take from your journey?
Oh, to walk into this space or whatever space, knowing certain things like sexual harassment, because these are things you walk away from home not knowing. You're not cushioned.
Yeah.
That these are things you could meet up with. So young girls need to be sure about themselves and not just hand themselves over to these vultures. They must know they have choices. You know, you don't have to be so desperate. Yes, we all want to make money, but is your worth and your dignity not more than, just
Than
a
the
job?
money.
Yeah.
We have different languages and cultures, but what we have in common is that we all want a dignified funeral and for our loved ones not to worry about money when the time comes. Trust Clientele to provide you with affordable funeral cover that will pay out within 24 hours. SMS Radio 2000 to 49708. That's Radio 2000 to 49708. SMS now. Clientele Life is a licensed life insurer and an authorized FSP. Standard rates, terms and conditions apply.
On air, online, and on your mobile. This is Radio 2000 Traffic.
Good morning. An important announcement from the R40 route in Mpumalanga. If you're driving that way, the road is blocked at least a couple of locations between Bushbuck Ridge and Acornhoek. Now, trucks are being used to blockade the road. In some cases, the truck's load has been spilt onto the R40. This is not going to clear quickly in terms of removal of that blockage. If you need to go to Bushbuck Ridge and get through to Acornhoek or vice versa, you need some extra time to do that, Rib, because you'll probably find yourself being rerouted onto alternatives. Joburg this morning, R21 north from the airport to Pretoria is heavier, crashing just before Olifantsfontein Road. Pretoria East really battling this load shedding around Erasmus Kloof and the Garsfontein areas, so traffic all over the show there. Sandton approaches, getting pretty busy. Sandton load shedding until 10 a.m. They've got a 4-hour outage this morning. The run from Durban through to Pietermaritzburg up through Cliffdale towards Hammersdale looks better now. There was a truck crash there earlier this morning. It seems to have been cleared out of the way. Cape Town, very heavy again on the N7. If you join the N7 from the Dunoon side, from Malabongwe, you basically sit from there all the way through Plattercliff Road down towards Bosman's Dam Road. Marine Drive is extra heavy as well, with queues this morning from Sunningdale side all the way through to Racecourse Road at Milnerton.
Vatiswa, to any of the awards, I mean, you're a multi-award, you are decorated in this. Do any of these things mean anything based on how you view the industry and obviously the experiences that you've been through? Do they mean anything to you?
First of all, when you say multi, people think I have lots.
No, but like you've won very important. Yeah.
I've only got 2.
Yes.
And I'm hardly ever nominated. And so the one out of the 2 that means something to me is the viewer's choice, because that's from the people. It's the people that decided that they wanted me to get the viewer's choice award for Noma Russia.
Do you still get called for auditions at all?
Auditions? They know I won't go.
Do you even want to audition? What would it take for you to get on screen again? Do you even want to be back on screen?
I don't think so. There's just there's trust issues. First of all, I just don't trust. And I think the industry has, it has such an attitude towards me that they also don't want. So I think we have a broken relationship. And I don't know if it will ever be repairable.
So where to from here? Because, I mean, I see you with a huge international career. Where do you see yourself?
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I think, it's just been so toxic for me in the space.
Yeah.
And I thought at some point it would get better. I mean, if there's an opportunity that opens up in another part of the world, I'd definitely jump for it.
Yeah.
I remember I saw someone saying, well, if she's so good, why is she not doing international work? I don't have representatives that pushed me.
And it's not that easy.
And it's not that easy.
I know people just think you just come there and you just jump on.
Why is she not doing internationals?
Yeah,
I wish I could.
we often hear the word or the phrase being blacklisted, and people that have the powers to blacklist you, and in the industry you never called or whatever. We see it in movies, and we hear Beyonce did it to this one and this one.
Sure.
And I can't read his handle, but he says, please ask if it is true that so and so really blacklisted you from acting, or is it just a rumor?
Is it power couple?
Look, and I said when I wrote the open letter, I was expecting to be blacklisted and never called, and it really did happen.
Yeah.
So whoever decided on that, it worked. The thing is, it's easy. If you had to go to a channel now and say, have you guys blacklisted Vatiswa? They're going to say, no, we don't have issues with
Because you
Vatiswa.
can't prove it,
You
but
can't
you
prove
know.
it. You know. So you can never prove it, but it's there.
It's like calling someone racist, and they say, "But I'm not racist."
Yes.
How can you prove it? How can you prove it? I've got black friends. Listen, because I really want to end this properly.
Yeah.
If I'm interested in the book, right? Do I follow you on social media and wait it out? Because now people obviously want to see this thing. So what happens now?
So on my social platforms, Twitter and Instagram, because my Facebook has been hacked.
Yeah.
So don't go there.
Yeah.
You go to the link.
Okay.
Or you go to my website, vatiswandara.com.
Okay.
And unfortunately, you get the electronic version for 28 days at $150, because I'm trying to also raise the money to print, because people want the hard
physical
copy.
copies. Yes.
You know, so
let's start a GoFundMe account. Let's do crowdfunding and
wow.
get this book out there. I mean,
you know, South Africans don't like that.
Yeah.
but we're gonna do it. We must make it happen.
From us, we just want to thank you.
I
mean, your story really, really broke my heart. Normally, I was telling Winal, I normally breeze through books just to get out the way. It's one of the few books where I started, I'm like, no, I can't rush this. The amount of detail in Unfiltered, guys, do what you can to get yourself a copy. Go to the link, follow on social media. You hear the details and the names, and it'll give you a real insight of what actually goes on in the industry. And I know the brave ones take the bullet, and they are never ever given their flowers or their. People see you. A lot of people in the industry will talk behind closed doors because they are scared, but they see you and they see what you're trying to do.
And you've inspired generations.
You know,
absolutely.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the show. We loved having you, and good luck.
I need it.
Okay, we're going to be doing a group hug now, all of us.